Welcome, my name is Tishara and this is StarMade. And in today's episode, I thought it was a nice idea to take a look at the current submissions for the Solar Speed Racer contest or challenge, you should call it, I think. Because there are at the moment of recording 5 submissions added to the docs, so that would be enough for at least a top 5 in this community challenge. But of course, I am expecting a bit more ships to be submitted. So I think it's a nice idea to go through them in chronological order, so by order of submission. So we'll start with this one over here, this very colorful one. And yes, my own ship is part of the lineup. We will get to that because there are a couple of changes in comparison to the submission I did last week and the one I put on video, because I did some updating on the ship itself. But let's start with this colorful ship in front of us first. This is the Ulysses Starrunner, as far as I remember. And it has a very, like I said, colorful paint job. Very well done, actually. Sort of a flame effect, I would call it. And then basically going into this black part in the middle, and then going in this flame effect again all the way back to the edges over here. And we've got this gray part basically connecting the output of the engine over here with this middle part of the airlock section and what is the bridge, I assume. And basically get a really nice gradient going for this whole painting. The shape of the ship itself I'm not as impressed by. It is a very fast looking shape, but it is not a very interesting shape, or how do you call it, not a shape that would be all that recognizable, I think. It's a bit of a blob at the back, but yeah, the paint job does a lot of covering for that, I think. As far as the engines go, they are nicely laid out with a 3T effect. So as you can see here, it goes all the way back, and they will light up nicely when you have thrust on this ship. So that's quite nice to have. But yeah, it is exposed thrusters and nothing else but that. But they do work for this type of engine, I think. Yeah, like I said, for the rest of the outside, there's not a lot of things going on for the shape. And I'm not a really big fan, I think, of this block, this beacon block. It does sort of work, but I'm not exactly sure. I'm a bit on the fence on that. But overall, I really like this ship. Very colorful. It's the most colorful of all the ships in the lineup, I think. So let's take a quick look on the inside of the ship. And here we are in astronaut mode in front of the airlock. Already opens the door. And I said airlock, but actually it's not. It's not an airlock. It's just a door. So yeah, there's one door out to space. So you better have your helmets on when this door is opened, because otherwise this whole section of the ship will be exposed to vacuum. Not that we have any vacuum, of course, in StarMade, but we can always pretend. Another thing I'm missing, there's no gravity module in any of the neighborhoods of the doors. So neither in this side of the ship or the other side. So yeah, I think I have to cheat a bit and grab one for myself. So we'll flop it down somewhere around here, and there we go. Nice in gravity. So yeah, that's something you can improve by just placing a gravity module within the floor here and on the other side of the ship. This is a ship that has a very large interior, so there's a lot of things going on in here. We enter in this some sort of computer console room type area with reactor info. As you can see here, you can see some of the reactor blocks, and we've got some work areas to the side with all kinds of computers. We have a nice view to the outside, to the rest of the ships, and then we have some doors that lead to different areas within this floor. So we have some more reactor information and computers that show probably the readout of this reactor. And then in the back over here we have some additional rooms. So we have a bathroom over here with a nice view to the side as well. And we have a door that gives us access to the engine room. So this is a very nice area as well, with all types of walkways in here, and basically give you full access to all the blocks to maintain, for example the engines over here. So that's a very nice roleplay area. The only thing I could say about this interior is that it uses a lot of the same block. So it's all the basic gray hull over here that's being used for both the walls and of course the ceiling and the floor. Yeah, you can't really use that walkway either, by the way. See, you can go up here and then you can't really continue over there because it's blocked by this. Yeah, can't really use that. So yeah, that's something that that could be changed. You can, if you want to use the basic hull like this, you can use, of course, a different color. So basically, make the floor and the ceiling a different color, and then the wall, yeah, you can keep it the same like this, or use something else. There's two doors over here with ramps. You can access to go up, and this one goes down. So we've got two additional areas to explore. So this is a backup cockpit or an observation area. You can see everything nicely from here if you're in this chair. And the other one leads up to the cockpit over here. Here we go. So we've got this control area over here with lots of windows. And then over here we have the actual cockpit and of course the core. And as you can notice, I have already explored this ship a bit because I didn't want to find everything once I started recording. Because I did have a bit of problem with locating these ramps at first. I got lost in a ship this small. We've got some nice bedrooms on the back over here, so some storage below the beds, and then some work areas for the crew. And on this side, basically got the same, only in a mirror. And then we've got the third one over here. So it's a ship for 3 people. And I assume that's a pilot, a co-pilot, and someone for engineering. It works out quite nice, I think. If you take a quick look at what the ship has as its systems, I do know it's not really a part of the actual contest, so to speak. But yeah, I do like to see if something was done with it. Let's get all the speed options it can have. Even has anti-gravity, so it's really nice. Not everything turns full because yeah, basically not enough RC available, I think, and some basic reactor enhancement. Yeah, the only prediction I have is that every ship within this lineup will probably have a 5:1 thrust mass ratio, so all the ships will have the same top speed. That's something we can't really get faster than that, I think. So everything will be maxed out for top speed on any server. But yeah, overall this is a very extensive layout on the inside of this ship for a ship this small. So very well done on that. With some small improvement, I think this can be one of the better ships. But let's continue on to the next entry. That's the one over here. So I jumped in the core of this ship, and this is called the Dust Hopper. And if you read the description on the page, the docs, then you will know that this is a ship built basically by someone that has taken parts of other ships, then slapped them together into this racing ship. So we've got this cockpit type section over here, slapped together on this very big capital ship engine, some wingy bits and this ring attached to it, and this antenna type structure on top of it. So it really strikes a very striking picture. It's a very recognizable shape. So this outer shape is very interesting to look at. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of details that you can watch. This is very much a what do you call it? Yeah, a striking appearance that it has. Very much a distinct impression that it gives. There is something to be said regarding the actual sizes of the different components, because it does look a bit ridiculous with this engine this size attached to the rest of the ship, because you don't really see where the actual fuel is coming from because there's no really attached system to the engine itself, just the cockpit. But yeah, we can always assume that this is some sort of space magic that does it. So that's something we can hand wave away a bit. But it's a very nice engine design with lots of detail within the back of the engine itself. It's some extra blue lighting in it, and of course it will light up as well when this ship is under thrust. All nicely connected to the ring over here, and then the rest is connected to the cockpit area. This is quite a large cockpit area, as you can see here. There's a lot of room for multiple seats for people to pilot this. So I think we should take a look inside what type of interior this has. I thought it would be fair to start outside the ship as well, because the entrance of this ship is at the top of this section. We've got this button over here, and this opens up this door, sliding door. We do have a gravity module over here, so that's nice. We can use this and enter the ship like this. So we enter in this hallway. It's very narrow, but it does have some nice detail going on. We have this door on the side over here that leads to basically what is a medical or a bathroom area. And then if you continue over here, you have some side entrances to some sort of control room area with a nice window to the side. And on this side you have this small room with a bench. We can also look outside. So it's not a whole lot. Then we come to this area where the actual core is located, where we hopped out. And to the side over here we've got this nice bridge area that you can use to look around the entire ship, or space around the ship. So if we grab this chair, we can basically pilot the ship from here. That's the idea, at least. Very nice view. Yeah, that's the button. Let's grab the core again, because there is not a lot more interior than this. Let me show you. As you can see, the rest is basically filled with systems like this. So if you grab the interface back again, let me see, reactor. Yeah, basically this has the speed upgrades going on. The only problem is that this chamber is no longer valid, so probably the systems need to be reconnected with each other through the conduits, but I'm not sure exactly what happened here. Like I said, not part of the contest itself, but yeah, it would be nice if this ship would be in working order, because I quite like how this ship is shaped. It's very unique. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Very uniquely shaped. It's a bit, yeah, basically someone grabbed a whole lot of Star Wars ships and then bashed this together to make a full new ship. something like that. Quite like it. And now we come back to my own ship. So you've already seen this if you've seen my last episode, of course. But I did, like I said in the beginning of the video, update this ship quite a bit, at least in some areas. As far as visuals go, there's a couple of changes I made to the main hull. For example, as you can see here now, the wing bits over here are connected and there's a bit more detailing with the piping, etc. I changed this rector control system ring a bit more, that it connects a bit differently to the main hull. Things like that, adding pipes like over here to the engines. Small little pieces here and there. But the main things I changed is logic-wise and adding some additional features. So we have to go into Astro mode to show that. So let's go do that. As with the other ships, we start outside with the airlock over here. Now in the previous version it's just a flip-flop system, but in this case, as you can see here, it now neatly waits that the door is closed before it opens the other one. So it's a short waiting period. I also added a teleporter to the airlock itself, so now it functions as both an airlock and a teleporter room within the ship, so that's quite nice, I think. So let me grab some gravity. Inside I changed a couple of things as well, especially here in the living area. I changed some things, added some additional detailing to the bed, etc., and added a nightlight at the top over there. And then on this side I changed my storage setup, made it a bit more detailed, added a microwave, if you can notice what it is. And this button over here, if you press it, then we have this fold out table over here, so we've got a bit more space to eat or do other things with needs table space, so it's quite convenient to have that. Some other small changes are made. For example, within the bathroom I recessed the mirror within the wall, so now it's a docked entity, so it doesn't stick out anymore. Things like that. And within the cockpit area I changed some of the computer consoles and I added this additional animation button. It will show you in a minute what this does. So it's a bit more detail in here, and it's the same for this area over here. Some additional computer consoles and some additional flavor text that are changed, like this, the water levels for the water tanks. So it's all nicely laid out. And what is new is this door over here. This leads to a escape capsule. So basically this is a core and some basic systems that you can enter, and then once you are in the core itself, get the interface, then we have this button here, escape. We press it and then this launches the escape capsule. Looks like this, so it's basically a cassette. It's not really that intricate, but it's enough to let you escape if the ship is going down. So we can redock it like this. There we go. And now we're back in the main ship. And of course we do have to grab our gravity again once we did that. Okay, one additional feature is when we switch to the different configuration for this ship, the agility mode, as you can see here, agility mode. The ship behaves differently now. Let's grab our build mode again. As you can see here, we've got a bit more movement going on. So we've got this flashing light at the points of the wing bits. We've got this radar set up here that's basically tracking the space to see where the ship is needing to go. We got this reactor control system over here that's rotating, and we've got some additional reactor control nodes popping out of the main hull over here. So it's all nicely transformed. So there's a bit more going on when the ship is switching between modes now. It's a bit more put together, I think, I would call it, as far as indicating what the exact areas of the ship do. So I quite like that. So it's a nice update that I already released to the docks, so some people have already seen it, I think. But yeah, this is the version that I'm hoping will make it in this challenge. But that's about it for this ship. So let's quickly jump to the other two. So this is the Piper class racing shuttle, and this was a submission that was built, as I understand it, within 1 hour. So it's a very quick build, but also a very small build, especially when you compare to the sizes of the other ships, because this doesn't reach the maximum size at all. Not that it has to, because nice small ships can work as well. And I quite like, if you look at this ship from the top, that looks like the StarMade logo. So that's has that going for it as well. Yeah, like I said, it's a nice looking ship, but there is not a whole lot additional things going on. You've got this one cockpit feature, so you press this button, then the cockpit moves to the back, then you can enter here, and this is all the interior there is. So there's basically a core access and the button for the canopy, and then a teleporter over here, so you can close up this thing over here. At least it should be. I think your logic is broken. Not sure what it does otherwise. Yeah, that's what works, but it doesn't work if we use the inside button. Need to fix that. If that's your only logic feature, you better make sure it works. But overall, that's some very nice details. It's got the lightning on both sides, the green and the red, so you know which side is which. So it's got that going for it. And some additional smaller details like this antenna bed, for example, nicely done in a asymmetrical manner. But yeah, what more can I say? It's a nice little ship. It's quick and can turn very nicely, but yeah, it's not big. It's not big at all. And the last entry for today is this little ship. It's also very small. This is the F4H Chase or something like that. I'm not sure exactly how you will pronounce the name. You have to look it up on the dock. This is quite a special little ship. Despite its very small size, you can already see, because I am in build mode, there's some docking magic going on. Yeah, it's very quick and nimble. It's got a very distinct style and shape. Looks like a sports car. It's basically how it is presented as well. Yeah, and it got some nice real features. For example, you can press this button and then this door opens. And as you can see here, the steering wheel, or whatever you want to call it, moves aside so you can enter the ship nicely. And he also has some options to press it here in the door to close it again. So I'm stuck. Can I get back into the car? I think it's a bad idea to basically get out of the car when the door is open. Let me fix it. Yeah, quick warning. Don't open the door and exit the car. You get stuck in the ship itself. So I'm back in astronaut mode. So if we press this button now, then you can press everything. So if you are inside, you can press this button. And it does nothing. Why not? I thought this was the button to close the door. Not sure what's happening here. We've got a lot of buttons within the cockpit area as well. Is this the door closing button? No, it's not. Ah, okay. This is the one for the window over here. So you can open windows. Okay. And what does this button do? You can't use it when the window is open, I think. So if we close this, does it work now? I'm very good at breaking logic, as you can see. Yeah, now it can open. Okay, yeah, this is the other door that can open. Avoid the drive yard, made in space. Okay, nice to know. We've got some front lights. You can turn those on. Of course, those are the lights over here. And then, what more do we have? Deploy tractor. Ah, okay. I've seen a picture of that, I think. Yeah, this is the beam turret that's on the bottom of the ship. So it's not really a weapon. It's just a tractor beam, so it can be used to basically halt other ships, but I'm not sure how much power it can bring to bear, because it's very small. But it's a nice feature to have for a ship like this. Then if you press this, we probably rechecked it again. Yeah, now it's nice and flush with the hull again. So quite a lot of features for a ship this small, and I'm quite impressed how this was accomplished, because there's not a lot of space to get the rotators to work in this ship. So it's quite nicely done. I hope you enjoyed this short look at every of the ship entries that have been submitted so far. I think I will continue doing those until the deadline, so at least all the ships have some spotlights on them, even if they don't make the top 5. But we'll see how many people will submit a ship for that. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.